The year is 1999. The new millennium approaches, and the world braces for what's next. Y2K looms.
Entities that have spent an estimated $200 billion trying to fix the problem.
The Clinton scandal.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Columbine. Gabagool.
Gabagool. Over here.
Yet, all of those events pale in comparison to the single biggest, most unexpected, and quite possibly the most important event of the millennium. I'm of course talking about the release of
Snowboard Kids 2!
I think it was important. For those that might be ignorant, Snowboard Kids 2 was released for the N64, and it was kind of a mix between 1080 snowboarding and Mario Kart, as you can perform tricks just like in 1080 and it's snowboarding. Indian nosebone. I think my wife and I did that last night. But you could also screw over your opponents using items. How's a monkey supposed to drive in these conditions? He doesn't even have his license yet. While pulling off tricks isn't as fluid or deep as 1080, what is this, Street Fighter? I better at least do a Hadouken after this.
360.
And there isn't a ton of item variation like in Mario Kart. It does have its own cool way of doing both. For instance, in order to pick up items while racing, you need coins. And just like your mom, you have to pull tricks in order to make that bread. Different tricks are worth a different amount of money, but since there's a lot of jumps throughout courses, it's not super easy to run out. As for items, there's two different flavors. Red presents are attacks, such as turning your opponent into a snowman or an ice cube. Blue, on the other hand, mostly work to either help you or hinder your opponent. For example, you can get a rocket to blast you forward for a couple seconds, or turn you invisible so you can't get hit. If you're quick enough, you can actually deflect some of the weapons back to another racer if you perform a trick right before they hit you. I thought that was pretty cool. There are 6 different characters you can choose from at the start, all of them with different stats, but that's honestly pretty negligible as most play identical to one another. The boards are what really will change how you play. At first there's only 3 different boards: the balance board, speed, and trick board. But once you start beating courses on the hardest difficulty, you start unlocking special boards, which can range from S tier to niche. When you're not snowboarding, you can walk around a little hub town that the characters live in and interact with the other playable characters, albeit briefly. The hub is a store to upgrade and customize your boards, as well as a few different mini-games like delivering mail to every character's house on the mountain, which is definitely fun and not frustrating at all. You can launch into a course from the hub as well, and I gotta say, the different courses are the best part of this game. There's a whopping 15 courses, which I feel like is pretty wild for an N64 era game, each with a different theme as well as different routes to take. One minute I'm snowboarding down a mountain, the next I'm snowboarding up the ocean on a turtle's back. The sheer number of courses is only matched by the length of all the kids' noses. Seriously, if a plastic surgeon came to town, they'd be making millions. Except for this kid, it looks like his nose already got circumcised. In fact, there's probably only 3 levels that are actually in the snow. Seriously, who designed these courses? Do they even know what snowboarding is? Depending on where they're racing, the characters wear different costumes too. Summer outfits at the beach, Halloween for the haunted house. It's a pretty cool touch. At the beginning and end of a race, there's a different little story that unfolds. It reminded me a lot of a cartoon, honestly, with the intro and the outro and the race being the meat of the episode. And while there's no real story, there is a running gag through the game of this kid Damien who tries to ruin everyone's fun, but doesn't really ever succeed. but I'll get back to him later. There is something that's pretty unique to this game, and that's the ski lifts. Just like in real life, you want to get back up the mountain, you gotta take the ski lift. It acts as a change in laps too, and if you're close enough to another racer, you can actually push in front of them in line. I've always loved this part of the game for some reason. You just don't see something like this in most racing games. Oh, there's also boss battles? Yes, this literal child is about to race a bloodthirsty dinosaur. This is like if SSX and Turok had a baby. That'd actually be a pretty cool game. I'd probably play that. It's right behind me, isn't it? Oh yeah, this game is also completely unforgiving.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
One little mistake on the last lap and you're toast. Anyone who's played Mario Kart can attest to this. Thank God there's no blue shell. I did really like how even though you could lose at any second, you never feel completely out of a race. Same with the CPUs too. There's never really a huge gap between everyone. Makes the race feel like it's really anyone's to win. Except till the last race. You literally have to fight Damien, the spawn of Satan himself, and he makes zero mistakes. And he's using a special board that would break your board in half with its mind. I probably spent 3 hours trying to beat this little crackhead. Nope. I quit. Not happening. What? Oh my gosh. This is it. This is the one. I'm finally gonna beat him. Dodge. 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 Dodge! Yes! 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 I'd like to thank my mom and dad for making me. It's over, right? No. Okay, well, this should be easy. Most of the boss battles have been pretty easy so far.
6 hours later.
Damien! Oh, I did it. What is that? Of course he has two forms. Why wouldn't he? None of the other bosses had two forms. Just the last one. Yeah, why not? Just add more forms. Why not? It's just my dignity at stake. It's over. This game is severely underrated. To be honest, I never played the first one, and I know there was a sequel on the DS, but just look at their noses. Can't be any good. Doesn't matter though, because I'll always have this game and the memories of playing multiplayer with my friends. And the PTSD from Damien.